This is how we roll. Jimmy literally slides in the set, yells at my computer, and then goes, "Smash the live button. Let's go live." Right.
I kid you not. I just barely hit the button. What, about 30 seconds ago? I said, "Put shizzle my nizzle," and you go live. Clear my jacket, and away we go.
Oh yeah.
We had a power outage tonight, and power went off and stored about, I want to say it's just after 5 o'clock. I take it back. It was before 5. It was 4 something that went off. And finally, everybody came to the conclusion it was not going to come back on before the store closed. So they were able to force arm the alarm system. And the power comes on at what, 9:38? Something like that. The power comes back on. The alarm company calls the closing manager, says the alarms are going off. You got to get there. The police are on their way. All the sensors have been tripped. And it's like, well, that's because the power just came on. And they're like, yeah, but we have to send the cops. So she calls me up, tells me what's going on. I jump in the car. My phone's dead. So just having Beth was with me. Got her phone. I'm like, God, this is me. It's been a long night.
Okay, dude. At least you made it back home to the set in one piece, and that is all that matters to us, right?
Right.
Not to downplay all the stuff that happened before, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. How you doing?
Hanging in there.
We didn't even get to do our normal visit that we normally do before the stream.
Literally, it's just, smash the like button. We didn't get to do our usual bash the world off camera. Oh, that's so much fun.
I see we got Rover in the house. How you doing, my friend? You got Nathan Allen. Thank you for joining.
I'm showing 5 people watching. If you guys are, chilling in the chat, feel free to say hi. Don't be shy. We don't bite. We don't have Nightbot that goes around smiting people for no reason.
We don't bite hard.
I was watching my friend's stream the other night on Twitch, and she had Nightbot going, and I said something for some reason in caps, and Nightbot comes in there and like smites me with like a 5-second ban. She goes, "Wait, I think I changed the settings," and then she goes, "Okay, try it again," and then Nightbot swoops in there and goes, "Boom! 6-minute ban," and I'm like, "Wow, Nightbot is really cranky right now."
I don't even know how you even get Nightbot to even work.
I can understand Nightbot, but at the same time, it's kind of like Nightbot's this really cranky little person that likes to run around and smite people for like the most minor of infractions. It's like the filters on YouTube tend to block most stuff anyways.
Right. I mean, I've never seen a need for it. All I ever see on Nightbot is it's always advertising somebody's Patreon or advertising somebody's stinking give me money thing.
Merch.
No, you got to do it the right way. You got to go, merch. Oh, man. So what was the topic tonight?
Well, the original topic for tonight, before it became running the series to deal with cops and alarms going off on Jimmy's end, was we were going to be talking about, is West Coast Rep Rap Festival something that, should exist? Because, and we're going to get into that in a minute, but,
Because why not?
Why not? Yeah, I mean,
we got the Midwest represented. We got the East Coast represented. What about the left coast, man?
I mean, okay, let's face it. Everybody, whenever they think of California, they always think of either Hollywood or Silicon Valley. And if you're in the tech world or 3D printing world, everybody's like, oh, the Silicon Valley where everything amazing goes down. And then it's like, who has all the big events? Indiana and New York Maker Faire. And
there's another one's on the East Coast, but where's it located?
Oh, East Coast Rep Rap Festival?
Yeah.
Let me look that up on my phone.
I think I need to turn down my volume. Oh, yeah. I got my volume up to 50. It's probably going to be causing an echo. There we go.
I'm not hearing anything.
Nathan Allen. I think of California. I think of glucose-free, organic, grown everything.
Yep. It's the Maryland slash.
Jeffrey DeRusso. When someone says California, I think of taco and In-N-Out.
And too bad I can't put, GIFs in there. I totally have Snoop Dogg going, tacos.
Tacos and burritos and tortas.
Okay, so this year, East Coast Rep Rap Festival is being held June 22nd through 24th in Bel Air, Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah, East Coast.
Representing the East Coast. Maryland. Really?
Yeah, that's what it says on the
Can't
website.
even have it in Florida?
Can't have it in Jersey. Can't have it in Boston.
Boston?
There you go. See, it's on my phone and it's reversed and I don't care. Proof, people. Proof. No, I know what everybody's going to be saying in the chat in probably about 30 seconds is going, well, don't you guys have Bay Area Maker Faire? Yeah, we do.
Maker Faire does not have that much for 3D printing, quite honestly.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to bash Maker Faire here. I mean, It definitely is an interesting event. But quite honestly, if there's a pie chart of the whole event, 3D printing is like probably in the same percentage sliver as, I think there's more porta potties percentage-wise at Maker Faire than there were 3D printer, either accessory companies, filament companies, startup companies, or just anything 3D printing related. I think there were more porta potties by percentage there than 3D printer companies. And there's a lot of porta potties there.
That's another question too. Like Jeffrey Drusa says, Banff Calvin Witt style. How come Bay Area Maker Faire isn't BAMF? I know that there's another meaning for it, but why not? I mean, FTW didn't always be for the win.
Yeah. Honestly, I think they just don't want to get it mixed up, but it gets really annoying when everybody goes, BAMF, this one is like, no, it's technically MFBA, Maker Faire Bay Area, fill in the blank.
That's just stupid.
I know. Well, I don't write the rules around there.
Needs to be Banff.
Yeah, no, I mean, quite honestly, I'm not trying to say that there isn't anything 3D printing related at Maker Faire, but there's not a whole lot. And I'm not going to name any names here, but Jimmy told me through a confidential source that if he cares to make the source public, he can say that, but I'm not, that there's a chance that one of the big companies that had a gigantic booth at Maker Faire last year might not even be there this year, which is kind of a little bit concerning in a sense. Like, is this a trend for other companies?
I know I'm really hoping that it's a full turnout like it was last time, but I'm already starting to hear from different ones that were there last year that they're not going to be able to make it this year. So it's not going to be, as far as when it comes to people from YouTube, it's going to be a lot less people this time than what there was. And my heater is flaming up for some reason.
Jimmy's now going to burn down the set.
Yeah, might as well, right? There.
It's super lit over there.
I don't know why it's doing that. It's never done that before.
If you start to hear a crackling noise and see orange color off the side of the set, we'll see Jimmy throw the fireball. Then we'll see white smoke, and then we'll see Jimmy go like, I think that's the end of my stream.
Oh, man.
No,
but I mean, I was really, I don't know. I always thought that eventually Matter Hackers would start having something down there at their place, because they have the different meetups and stuff that down there, and from what I understand, they got a fairly good sized parking lot. I just kind of assumed that maybe they'd be the ones that eventually would have some kind of a Rip Rap festival.
And that's quite honestly, the whole idea for this came from the wonderfully long, me yakking Jimmy's ear off, well, let me tell you otherwise, trip to Vegas and back to go see Jeff over at the Print 3D channel. And we actually talked about in the car, I was kind of ranting about why is it that there's all these East Coast events. Nothing against them, but it's like there's all these East Coast events, and then we have like the dinky little sliver of 3D printing that probably barely makes it on a pie chart over at Maker Faire. And everybody's like, well, you guys have Maker Faire, right? And it's like, no, we have Maker Faire, but the amount of 3D printing related stuff, despite it being so big, I almost think there were more laser cutting booths than there were 3D, like actual 3D printer company booths. But but the main thing is, it's like people just have this impression that it's always Maker Faire, and it's like, no, we really don't have anything out here. We have had like the Inside 3D Printing show, but that quite honestly was like geared towards professionals, so that doesn't really count,
Yeah. Nathan Allen said, dude, when I was living in Fort Collins, legal weed killed the 3D print business there. Nobody would pay attention.
Oh gosh, people weren't using their beds as giant vaporizers.
I would somehow, I just assumed that weed and 3D printing would kind of go together, because it'd be like, whoa, man.
It make boring printing that much more exciting.
Exactly. Print a golden lion or something,
Oh gosh, maybe all the people loving your videos are all the stoners going, whoa, bro, oh, did you check that out? Oh, dude, that's trippy, man. Oh.
Let's see here. Calvin with RC Life did a flamethrower. That had to hurt.
I actually made a flamethrower once when I was a kid, but I'm not going to say how I did it. But it was epic.
Did you use a can of hairspray?
Oh, heck no. I actually used a pump and an unnamed flammable liquid and a candle for an ignition source. And it would shoot flames like decent distance.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I did dangerous stuff back in the day. It was very fun.
JT says, in all seriousness, if I were to come visit from Australia, which 3D print event would be best to attend? Quite honestly, if you're looking for strictly 3D printing related, Goshen, Indiana is the place to go at this point.
If you're looking for just like a Maker Faire event, I've never been to New York Maker Faire, but I am told by multiple people that actually Bay Area Maker Faire, size by size, is actually bigger than New York Maker Faire, believe it or not, from what I'm told. Even though everybody touts New York Maker Faire as being better, I don't know.
Mr. Carroll Science, whoa, you could totally print anything, dude.
I totally feel like he didn't say it in that voice, but he's sitting there like laughing his head off at the computer like, yeah, you totally said it in that voice in my head.
When he said dude, you have to add totally into there.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Because everybody knows that here in California, that's how we actually talk. Like when we're off the stream, man, we totally talk like this, man. We just kind of numb down our voice a little bit from all the smoke that we inhale, kind of almost get the Bill Clinton thing going,
This team has gone political. Thanks, Jimmy.
Hey, you're not going to get demonetized.
Yeah, I just don't want to potentially, lose any hope of ever becoming monetized. That's all.
Let's see here. A handy outdoor nerd. I'm hoping to go to my local Maker Faire and mix it up with 3D printing, woodworking. That's cool.
I like that. Especially considering that, there's a lot of tools or things that you could make that help you do your woodworking with 3D printing. It's a good way to kind of do like what I do with the model train stuff. It might not directly make stuff for it, but if you can make useful items to help you with it, it's totally worth it.
Yeah, in fact, we're hoping to go to that Maker Faire over at that Cabrillo College. We're hoping to go to that one. I think it's about a month before the area.
Yeah, what's the dates on that again?
I gotta look that up. Let's see.
Because I'm going to be not here the last week of July.
Oh, that's right.
I'm going to be down south for another train event. full-size trains this time. Then I found out this coming Saturday when I'm down visiting my parents is a little model train swap meet, which is awesome because they don't rip you off for parking and admission. It's like free parking and $2 to get in, and I'm like, I'm totally going.
It's Saturday, May 5th.
Oh, perfect. I'll be in town.
I'll put a link in the chat.
So Nathan Allen was saying haunted trains. There should be haunted trains. Yeah, I don't model them, but they definitely have like ghost train rides and things like that around Halloween, but I've never done it. It's not my thing.
Yeah, they pronounce it Cabrillo here, even though it's spelled Cabrillo.
Dude, totally. That's how we pronounce things. It just like totally makes no sense. But that's
we totally leave out the L's because why?
Bro, that's totally how we talk out here. Totally, man.
Did you see that Jeffrey Drews actually knows somebody that talks like that?
That is terrifying.
Totally tubular, man. Actual ergonomic shovel handles, maybe I could have used those. That's cool. Let's see. So you already got the haunted trains one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we're totally going to take our cameras. Totally.
Oh, yeah. And then I have it boxed up because I got my trip coming up really soon. But if you guys didn't see on Twitter, I finally joined the Tascam audio recorder club. Got the exact same setup as Jimmy, only I was smart and I got the black version, not the...
Hey. The only reason why I got the red one was because it was cheaper. It was like $75 when I got it because it was red. Otherwise, I would have spent $99 and got the black one.
I just decided to be, you know, a high roller and just buy the black one because I like my. It's a trick that my old photography teacher taught me: is the less conspicuous your equipment is, the more natural people will act around it. Which is why I'm kind of moving my GoPro rig to being in black nylon. Why I got the black Tascam, because I've also noticed that when people don't feel like there's a camera staring them in the face or an audio recorder staring them in the face, they tend to act a bit more natural. They know they're still being recorded and whatnot, but they don't act as all tense and nervous. They just act like, oh, okay, you know, I'm just going to carry on a normal conversation like there's, you know, nothing going on per se. So there's that as well.
There's 2 Cabrillos in California? Because that one is the Santa Cruz one. Yeah, Aptos is actually where this one's located. Cabrillo College. Ooh, Plantronics is going to be there.
He's all like, can I swap out all my knockoffs for a real one?
Hey, I only get... How do I get oil on it? I only get the real one. I'm going to make sure I have that in my ear whenever I go in there, you know. Totally rock the Plantronics, you know. It's like, hey, what's up, guys? Hey. What this? Oh, yeah. I've always got that in my ear. And what's that? My shirt pocket getting washed.
How many of you killed doing that?
I think I'm up to about 6 or 7 that I've done that to over the years.
Ouch.
Yeah. Good thing is they're getting cheaper, so.
Oh man, we want to go back to talking about why we need, you know, West Coast Rep Rap Festival, so that way if we ever pitch this to somebody, they don't hear us yapping about Plantronics and Dude Totally. But no, I mean, he totally, Jimmy made a really good point though about why hasn't, you know, somebody like Matter Hackers just like had an event. And honestly, I don't know. And it's you know, I was almost thinking we should just hold our own little mini event up here just to be kind of like, hey, oh, we had a mini event. Who wants to take it over and make it bigger? You know.
So what we call it? WRRF?
What?
WRF?
Hey, they've got ERF and they've got MRF. So yeah.
WRF.
WRF works.
Guys want to collab? We can do a 3D printer stereotypes video.
I am totally down for that. Totally down. Yeah, Tony just popped into the chat and he said they have Bay Area Maker Faire, but it's not the same thing. Yeah. Pretty much what I was saying earlier is on a pie chart of Maker Faire, percentage-wise, I think there's more porta potties at Maker Faire than there were just 3D printer companies combined. And I'm not trying to, like I said before, I'm not trying to bash Maker Faire. I'm just trying to say that in the grand scheme of things, the 3D printer segment that you would think would be larger was absolutely minor. The Lego trains people, I think, are a little bit bigger. Drones are a little bit bigger, and then everything else. So
we had Matter Hackers was there, CNC was there, BuildTak was there. Who was the other one that's got the resin printer, the really nice expensive one? What's that one?
The Moai?
No, they weren't out at that time. I wanted to say FlashForge, but it wasn't FlashForge.
Oh, the Formlabs Form 2?
Yeah, they were there. Printerbot was there, of course.
I think SprintRig was there. They're another resin company. Piopoly was there, but they had like the very, very, very first gen Moai. I think they still had their Kickstarter going, or it had just ended, something like that. But they were in the startups area, which was different. So I like totally blew by them and didn't even realize it till people pretty much had to like steer me in the direction, and I'm like, oops. And then the girl with the BL Touch was there. She was also in the startups area.
Yeah, I was in a different building.
Lulzbot was teamed up with Matter Hackers, and
it was Ultimaker.
Same with Ultimaker, and then Polymaker was teamed up with BuildTak. That's a usual combo. But yeah, I mean, there might have been.
What was that other 3D printer company was on the corner that Joel was interviewing? You know, when they were supposed to be shipping it the following week.
Oh, you mean the laser cutter people?
No. They're a laser 3D printer, remember?
Oh, come on. Oh, New Matter was there as well, but they're sadly pretty much bye-bye at this point. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there were companies there, but part of the problem was, one, they weren't all like lumped into one area.
Yeah, I was expecting, to be pretty much in one building. Instead, it was like, I thought, okay, well, this is it. And then somebody says, no, there's another building over there that's got the startups in it. And I think I got in there, and that was so just jam-packed. I never got a chance to really take my time and go through it.
Yeah, I actually was told by everybody, like, after the first night on Twitter, like, did you go see Mark over at Piopoly? I'm like, where the heck is he at? And I then found it, but I got there early on the second day and just buzzed straight on over to there and ran to Mark, then ran to Paris, I believe it was, over at the BL Touch booth. But yeah, you literally had to either show up in there very early in the morning or very late at the end of the show, neither of which is very desirable. And that was really the only way you could get in there, because otherwise it was literally just like, I just took one, popped my head in there during the first day, and I'm like, yep, cool stuff in there, but I'm not going in, way too crowded, and just blasted on by actually a lot of really cool stuff, which was kind of a bummer. Oh, and then I think there was another company that was trying to do that. Chris over at Practical Printing did a video about a company that was doing the same kind of DLP printing using a cell phone, but their setup was like, had been proven to work and all that stuff. But yeah, half the problem is everything's just so spread out. And so Also, when I say so, like intermingled with other stuff, it's so easy at some of these really tiny booths to just like blow right by it and not even realize that you just cruised right by it.
I see Jeffrey's taking off. Thank you very much, Jeffrey, for joining.
Have a good one.
Yeah, I was going to say, oh no, we forgot another company. Oh no.
Oh gosh, no.
No, it's called oh no. It's not oh gosh no or oh my god no. It's oh no. Remember they're trying to strangle
strangled. Oh hey, it's you, Calvin.
Oh man, that was so bad. I see that where did I see it in the chat here? Tony Ryan is going to be doing a stream with a Zone Star Z5. I hope you have better luck than I did.
You guys just see the meme that I made up on Twitter. Jimmy sent me a really good screenshot of his Zone Star showing off its pyrotechnics feature. Really cool. If you're lucky and you jiggle things the right way like Jimmy does, oh, screen's not working. Jiggle, jiggle. It'll let off a little spark show. It's really cool. I didn't know it had that feature built in.
The pyrotechnic feature? And I'm just staring at the camera like, thank you for joining, guys.
I'm sitting in my car in the parking lot at school in between classes eating my overpriced burrito going, did I just see? Wow. It's been confirmed these machines can actually do that. Oh boy.
That was after I had another one of the steppers that actually had some smoke coming off it, and I saw a little spark from it. And I looked back at it, I think it was one of the extruder steppers that I saw the smoke from originally. It wasn't even this stepper. This stepper was down further. Man, oh man.
Tony is saying, why not have a West Coast riprap at Burning Man? Well, last I checked, drugs, 3D printers, and dust storms don't exactly go together, as well as like a difficult to get to location.
I can come up with a West Coast version.
Gosh, no. No, serious.
Well, how about Pismo Beach?
That'd be doable. What do we do? Print on the sand?
Yeah, why not?
Rogue wave comes by and just like kills everybody's machine. Hey, could we hold it at your job? I think they totally mind all the traffic it brought in, right?
Yeah. Have it at the parking lot.
Hold it at the Northridge Mall in Salinas. There we go. Plenty of parking. Oh, we can just modify the sandblasting truck to be a generator truck, right? That's real simple, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
This stream is one disaster after another. This is great.
Yeah. We were totally prepared for this stream.
It's really showing because at most I've seen no more than like 6 people watching it. And I'm like, oops, yeah, this is really an effective stream. Oh, well, more people watch it after the fact.
Well, it's not our normal time. There's a lot of different factors.
Yeah. Also, everybody's probably, quite honestly, racing around like crazy to get ready to go to Murph.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I cut him some slack for that because I think that's this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of people. I saw a couple of them are already leaving to head back there. I think Jerry was trying to get his ticket upgraded to first class, and that was going to cost him like $100 and some odd bucks. And he's like, no.
I don't know. On a flight like that, paying like I think it was like $199 to upgrade to first class. When you consider that normally a first class ticket is like double the price of coach, and I'm assuming you probably paid at least $250, maybe $300 for the flight. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Depends upon your financial situation. It may or may not be a bad price, you know.
Vegas, there we go.
Hey Jeff, can we just like totally like crash over it somewhere in Vegas and like take over the strip with 3D printers or something? Like, there we go. We host it on the Vegas monorail. There we go.
That would
Every
work.
single stop has different companies. Oh, they would just love us.
What's CWRF going to be? Oh, the Cowboy Rep Festival.
Okay, we're totally changing the stream name to why shouldn't we have CWRFF, and it's going to be called Calvin Witt Rip Rap Festival, and boom, we've solved it. Job done. CW approved. Do I get to be the MC or something and come out and make like a bunch of dumb comments?
Yeah. So when are you heading down to SoCal?
I'm heading down Thursday, hopefully sometime in the morning, but we'll see. There's a lot of stuff that still has to get done, so fingers crossed. That and the weather has got things really kind of dicey because I take the 101, and the problem is part near Santa Barbara, which is about still 2 hours from my parents' house or so, were a bunch of fires, and already in the areas that have burned, they have put in either voluntary or mandatory evacuations until late Thursday night because of the extreme risk of debris or mud flows in the area. So I'm like, ooh, I hope the freeway doesn't get mudded out, because last time they had big old rainstorms, I think I remember for a couple of days at least the 101 went from like 4 lanes down to like 1, or they had to kind of like run single direction on certain sides. It was a mess. So I'm hoping that won't be the case, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's it's been hitting pretty good here. We had it started this afternoon when it finally really set into raining. But like right now, the wind's blowing like crazy. I can hear one of my roofs out in the back starting to peel up. Literally, when I leave from the stream, I'm probably going to end up having to go out there and figure out some way to get it tied down for the night.
My main concern is mostly just the rain, and then driving long distance in the rain is not exactly my favorite. But I'm hoping more once we hit, because the 101, for those who don't know, it does not follow the coast the whole way. Around Salinas, it actually cuts inland for a long time. So I'm hoping the weather will clear up because of that. And then along the coast is along the coast when you get back down to about Santa Barbara. But for a fair part of it, you're actually driving inland.
So, oh, yeah. You're inland from, well, from where you're at, you're pretty much inland as soon as you get down past South San Francisco. You're inland for the most part until what? Down past Paso Robles, I believe it is. Where is that at? About Santa Maria, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah, it's pretty much, it's, you know, it doesn't really matter. The main thing is just the weather.
Actually, San Luis Obispo, and then it crosses over the mountain range, and then you go up. Then you're right up there by the ocean for the most part.
Yeah, the nice part is when you're taking the train, it tends to follow the coast more. But even for a while there, it kind of cuts inland. But
when you roll past Shell Beach, wave at my sister. She lives down there.
Will do. I'll just be like rolling by the exit for your place, like, "What's up, Jimmy? I can't stop," and just like keep on rolling.
I know. I was hoping you could stop by, but I got a feeling you're going to be in drive mode.
Probably. I think it really all depends upon traffic and time that I'm leaving here and all that stuff. But yeah, much as I'd love to swing by, part of me is also like, can I really afford like the half hour to minimum just to go to your place and get back on the freeway again, when depending upon when I leave, half an hour could mean the difference between slowing down a little bit and then getting stuck in like just crazy traffic. So we'll see. Yeah. But sadly, odds are it's not gonna be the case. But when I drive back on Sunday, the following week, I might just swing on by and say, hey, just, you know, to make up for it, depending upon if you're at work or not.
You go get us a what burrito?
Oh yeah, Nanas.
Nanas, that's even better.
Oh, dude, Nanas. Totally need Nanas. This dinner and Nanas is like really stinky.
Just call me up when you're getting down to about King City and I'll just meet you down at Chular.
Sounds good. Yeah, King City is like my. I'm a person. I'm like Jimmy. I'm pretty much like when I get in the car, I'm just like, I'm gonna get there, and I'm only gonna stop if I have to pee really bad or my tank is empty. You know,
Mr.
that's
Carlos Lance says we need to meet at Denny's for lunch. Yes.
yes.
I think Calvin's kind of coming around to the Denny's way.
I blame Jimmy. It's all Jimmy's fault.
It wasn't so bad, was it?
No, I mean, honestly, I'll put it this way. You would always hear stories about Denny's being kind of like the weirdo hangout and everything like that. But you go in there and you're just like, oh, it's just like a coffee shop that's like got the old decor and, you know, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of families go there.
But yeah, it's all Jimmy's fault. Like when we stopped in Tehachapi to get food and we had like our own private section, it was like, oh yeah.
I like your comment. I don't drive a diesel.
Yep. I don't drive diesels. I mean, okay, take that back. I've driven a diesel truck once, but I don't own any diesel vehicles. All gasoline here.
I've got diesel, but it's before they came out with diesel emissions fluid. That's I don't know. I can't come out and say that that's stupid because it probably isn't, but it's stupid.
Okay, I've done research on how DEF works, and based off the research that I've done, it does help. It's just problem. I mean, it does actually work because the problem is, from what I've read, when you tune a diesel for fuel efficiency, your emissions actually go up. Right. So it was that fine line of, well, do I lose the efficiency to reduce the emissions? But with DEF, it allowed you to tune strictly for performance. And then the DEF plus a catalytic converter would knock down a lot of the nasty crap that was in there. Problem is, though, DEF by itself, I mean, I wouldn't go bathing in it and I wouldn't go drinking it. It's not exactly the worst stuff on the planet, but it's definitely not something you want to get.
Urea.
Yeah, you don't want to get that in the water system because it'll cause algae and crap to grow like crazy.
It's urea, and yes, it sounds exactly like what it is. It's urea.
And honestly, I almost wonder how much emissions it takes to create the urea artificially.
Oh, yeah, because don't they get it from pigs? Isn't it like condensed urine?
I've heard that they will either extract it from natural sources or they can synthetically produce it. So I'm really not sure which one it is.
I'll never forget the first time I heard about it. I was at the Ford dealership at the parts department. The guy was explaining to me what it was. And he said, so when you see a trucker next to the road and it looks like he's taking a leak, don't think of it that he's taking a leak. Think of it that he ran out of diesel emissions fluid and he's just trying to get to the next fueling station.
I'm looking up urea right now because we have nothing better to talk about on the show than how the heck they make urea. Let me look it up.
Diesel was only developed because it was waste and the refining process. That's exactly right. And yet for somehow, some way here in California, they raised the price above premium gasoline. That still just blows my mind when that happened.
Oh, I know. And the funny thing is, theoretically speaking, diesels are more efficient than gasoline engines.
Oh yeah, because you actually have more on the internal combustion engine. Diesel just has way more power to it for the same amount as gasoline, and which is just crazy the way it works. But yeah, I mean, you take diesel and you put it in a gas engine, you'll blow the engine apart.
Oh yeah. So I looked it up really fast, and for industrial use, urea is produced from synthetic ammonia and carbon dioxide. There's some other stuff that goes on to make it, but that's pretty much how they synthetically produce it.
Ron Floyd's saying diesel markets are more stable than gasoline markets. That's correct. They are.
Well, the other advantage of a diesel.
It was a girl science. Seriously, I leave for 30 seconds and come back. You're talking about pee.
Hey, your name has science, and so now we're talking about urea production for DEF. So this might be up your alley right now. Don't knock it. We might have some cool stuff to see. I just sitting there like, you schmucks don't even know what the heck you're talking about. Oh boy.
Oh goodness.
But yeah, I mean, the other thing that's actually nice about diesel engines is, theoretically speaking, I'm not saying you should go out and do this, but theoretically speaking, any, more stable hydrocarbons like vegetable oil, used motor oil, things like that can be fed into a diesel engine. And if it has the right setups, like some military engines that are pretty much like all fuel, you can either run it off kerosene, use motor oil, gasoline. I'd love to know how those work. But the main thing is you can, blend in other hydrocarbons into the diesel, biodiesel, things like that to, produce a usable fuel, which is actually really efficient when you think about it.
Yeah, it is. In fact, there's the tallow company here in town. They collect all the French fry oil and stuff like that from the different restaurants. And from time to time, they'll actually add some of that to their fuel tanks because it saves them money on fuel.
Well, out in SF, they have a city-run grease recycling program that goes to different restaurants and picks up their used oil, and then I believe they use that to help. It's like an 80-20 blend, 80% diesel, 20% biodiesel, something like that. That they'll run in the trash trucks, the street sweepers, the muni buses, things like that, which is cool that they're actually putting it to use and they're able to offset some of the, the regular diesel that they burn with the biodiesel, which does burn a lot cleaner than regular diesel.
Yeah, and if you refine the actual French fry oil the correct way, which I believe is, there's a pH level that you got to go with and all that. But I know that they use, what is it? There's a process. I used to know it. And it was, I want to say they use lye for one part of it. And that took out one part of the impurities. And then they use methanol to get the rest of it out. Pretty much the byproduct to the whole thing was glycol, or it's just or not glycol, but a
glycerin.
And they drain off the glycerin, and once you got the glycerin drained off, the rest of it's purified, same as diesel fuel.
From what I've been told, it's actually what they'll generally do. Yeah, to hit the pH, they'll have to do it different. They'll have to, for each batch of oil, they will figure out the correct pH level, but they will mix the lye and the methanol together, because the methanol helps the glycerin dissolve out, and then the lye helps to solidify it. But I'm told that if you get that mixture on your hand, you won't even know you've got it, because the lye will eat your skin away and the methanol will kill your nerves as fast as it hits. So you could literally, not saying you should do this, but you could literally stick your hand on the stuff and have all your skin eaten off. And you wouldn't even notice, which is like absolutely freaky when you think about that. But that's the only drawback, is that mixture is like very, very, very dangerous for obvious reasons.
Yeah, that is. Ron Floyd says CNG is basically compressed farts.
Just a whole lot more purified. And, yeah. We should just change the title of this to alternative energy, and then like people will like totally flock in here.
Do it.
No. I'm keeping the original West Coast Rip Rap Festival, because we talked about that at the beginning. But that would actually be an interesting show to actually do, where we just talk about the pros and cons of alternative energy sources, because it is an interesting topic. And, especially for, people who live out in areas where they maybe do not have a power grid to run their 3D printers or manufacturing equipment, that might actually be an interesting show to talk about.
I'll tell you what I used to be really into, and that's where you could take, it was aluminum or magnesium, and I forget what the other one was. I got to go back and look it all up again. But where you can put the rods in the ground and then you pretty much take a little bit of water or whatever, put on it, and it'll actually generate a certain amount of power, enough to maybe light LEDs or something like that. Not enough to run a printer, but is enough where if you had a like a outhouse or something like that out in the boonies, you could actually have enough power off of just what you stick in the ground to where it would actually produce enough to light up some LEDs.
And honestly, that would not be a bad idea to keep, especially if you were in an area that you knew was somewhat damp. It wouldn't be a bad idea to keep with you if you were going hiking a lot, to set up kind of like a simple SOS thing, being that it's a passive battery and it only works when you stick it in the ground. Could actually save your life if you had like 3 low power bars set up in an area, because anything of 3 is the international distress signal. Say you have like 3 lit up bars or something that are obviously going to stand out against the environment, especially at night, will probably get found pretty quickly, or at least help.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, if I remember right, you had to take and adjust your rods or whatever to magnetic north. So not directly, toward the North Pole, but wherever magnetic north is in your area. It's supposed to give you the best chance of getting the highest current out of it.
I think it has to do with the electron, because I saw a video where I think it was one of those channels that does a lot of like crazy electrical experiments, was talking about how some kid had created like some total sham free energy device, and he was talking about that same thing, but he said I think it has to do with the flow of the ions, which makes sense because they're going to want to flow a certain way. It had to do with the flow of that. So,
Ron says he lives in oil country, Oklahoma. A town 30 miles east of me has so much natural gas escaping from the ground, it should be called Bean City. Horrible smell until your nose gets accumulated to it. I can imagine. In fact, my dad was from Oklahoma. He was born in St. Louis, and he moved to Oklahoma. I believe it was Seminoles where he was from. He used to work on the oil rigs back there.
Good old days, roughnecking it.
Yeah.
So Nathan Allen said the channel title was Electro Boom. I don't know. That guy, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking the fact that he knows a lot about the topic that he's talking about, but I just personally find his style a little bit annoying for me, because I'm more of somebody who's like, I just want to see it, factually. But he definitely had a great video where he was just like going totally bonkers over this kid and his sham-free energy device, and I'm like, thank you, good job. If all he did was ripping free energy devices, I would totally subscribe.
Oh, my friend, I am starting to fade.
I am too. Bear with me, guys. Both of us have just been absolutely beat to death by the beginning of the week for both of us, or the end of last week as well.
Yeah. That printer last week, man, that thing took it out of me. Everybody's saying I need to go ahead and just contact the company, but the only thing is, Zone Star doesn't even acknowledge this printer even exists. If you go to their website, this printer does not exist on their website. So I'm not sure how I'm supposed to go about ordering these from them. I know if I contact GearBest, they're going to be like, which I'm not going to bring it up on. Well, I am going to bring it up on your deal, but I'm thinking about having a conversation about that.
No, honestly, I know what you're going to say, but you have my total endorsement to say it, because I feel the same way as you do. I just tend to keep my opinions about that more to myself, but you are more than welcome to say it if you want to. You have my total.
This is his way of saying the comments expressed by Jimmy are those of him and him alone. I don't share.
No. I mean, I do believe the same way. It's just being that I have not had any personal dealings with said entity or said companies that are being sold by said entity. I don't feel totally appropriate commenting on it, but being that you have had experience with it, the only reason why is I just don't want to seem like I'm coming across as somebody who just bases all of what he knows off third-party endorsements and statements. That's all. But no, I totally, based off your experiences and the experience of others, I do agree with what you're going to have to say if you say it.
I got a feeling GearBest is nothing but a dumping ground. Let's take it all and take this all in for a moment. ZoneStar has a 3D printer that they don't have on their website yet. GearBest sells it. I hear a lot of complaints about people saying their printers aren't working. I've been seeing a lot of them online on YouTube here lately where the printers are not working. I got a feeling that's where all the seconds go. And then I'm hearing that some of the 3D printer companies are no longer going to honor warranties for printers not purchased from their websites or from them or from one of their suppliers. In other words, if you buy it from GearBest, it's between you and GearBest.
And we all know where that's going to go. They're going to tell you to go to the company who said, we're not going to honor the warranty. So you're kind of like, oops, I'm stuck.
Ron says that he's 72 and outlasting both of us whippersnappers. He says youngsters, but that's good, though.
That is awesome. So Mr.
Wait a minute. He took a nap. Never mind. I should have took a nap.
So Mr. Carroll Science was saying, quote, we made 1,000 of these pieces of crap and they won't sell. What do we do? Give them to GearBest. They'll sell anything. I'm not going to say that's 100% factual statement or not, but given the recent experiences people have had, I think it holds a lot of weight. And quite honestly, it's kind of a disturbing trend if you ask me personally. Instead of companies just being like, they're duds, we can't ship them, they'd rather kind of go through the back door and try and sell them, is a little bit, when I say disturbing, just because obviously the ill-informed will go where the cheapest price is without realizing what they are potentially getting themselves into. And given the nice little pyrotechnics show Jimmy had, could have been worse. I'll put it that way. Obviously it wasn't like he was in any mortal danger, but still not exactly the most encouraging when your machine throws sparks for no reason and smokes for no reason and things like that.
Well, the thing is, now I turned the thing on, even though I changed out this driver, it actually came with a spare driver, so I put it in. And I turned the thing on the other day. I'm like, okay, I'm going to see if I can go ahead and get this thing to print. I turned the power on, and while I'm trying to get some things figured out real quick, I'm hearing this squealing noise coming from the unit. I could not locate whether it was coming from the board, drivers, or the LCD, but it was coming from the general direction of the printer, and it kept making this squeal and then a pop or clicking noise, and you could feel the clicking through the entire machine. So I'm thinking it was all the stepper motors were all doing it at the same time. So I'm to the point where I think I'm just going to go ahead and replace all the drivers and see if that corrects it and set the voltages and everything. And if it still makes that high-pitched squeal and makes that clicking, it's more likely going to be the circuit board. And I'm not going to trust printing with that. Not at this point.
I have a spare circuit board that if you want, I can send it to you. That's probably not going to get used for any time soon.
Well, I do have the GT board up here still too. I actually have all the drivers for it. I really thought about swapping that board out, but I'd like to see if I can get this one running the way it's supposed to be, but we'll see.
So one thing in closing that Rover said is let the buyer beware. And I said back in the chat that, yeah, they're being sold if they were explicitly being sold in the description as an as-is unit, no warranties are going to be honored on this. This came from a batch that is questionable. We can't guarantee that this product will or will not work. You're pretty much buying a box of parts at a discount. If that's what you want to do, that's totally fine. But if they were explicit in the description that these machines are of questionable batch quality, and they're selling them at a discount, that is definitely, you know, it's like somebody selling a damaged item on eBay going, look, I know somebody can fix this. It's still a decent item. Otherwise, it just needs X, Y, and Z fixed, but I'm just not, you know, I can't afford to get it fixed. I'd much rather just, you know, sell it at a loss and whatever. But going out there and trying to pawn something off as being good when it might not be is, to me, just like the lowest of low business tactics. That's like used car salesman stuff. And in this country, used car salesmen are like on the near bottom of the people we trust list.
Ron Floyd said earlier before that, Chinese warranties don't mean much because of the return shipping anyway. That's true. There is one company they actually contacted me and asked me if I would consider doing warranty repair work for them, which because of the YouTube channel and I have to stay, you know, somewhat neutral and everything, I had to turn them down on it. But there are some companies that are trying to set up stuff here in America, but not enough, that's for sure. And then Nathan, let's see here. Where did I see that? Chat moved. Ron said I had one issue with GearBest refunded in 2 weeks and PayPal reimbursed me for the shipping. Go figure. And honestly, I've been hearing people who use GearBest that use PayPal usually get treated better than those who just pay with a credit card.
Yeah, PayPal has a lot more buyer protections and a lot more leverage. I think in the worst case scenario, if the company won't refund you, PayPal will refund you from their own pocket, and they'll still try and pursue the company for a refund. But at least they do more to try and get your money back than your credit card company might. Where they're like, well, you bought from sort of shady overseas company, so you know you kind of take your chances. So sorry.
Nathan Allen says he sells damaged stuff. I definitely do say what its issues are. That's a good way of doing it. Rover today spent money for new board display setup, along with bed leveling screws, miscellaneous nuts, bolts, nozzle cleaning drills. That's a good combination right there.
I got in my Tascam. Well, okay, I got in yesterday, but I picked up my Tascam today. I picked up my Behringer mic. I got my cable. I got some road safety triangles for the road trip. You know, all kinds of good stuff like that, you know. So yeah, I also picked up some stuff today.
Mr. Carroll Science, here we go again. Add MOSFETs, change wiring. Oh no. Add external MOSFETs.
Oh, come on. If a MOSFET's a MOSFET. Ask any electronics instructor. Jeez Louise.
Change wiring, new drivers, new board, replace hot end, print 100 upgrades, etc. It's so frustrating. That's all we can do is warn. That's exactly right. And in the case like this printer down here, this was donated to the channel by GearBest for me to do a build with, which I did. And, you know, do a review on it, which I can tell you right now, that's not so hot.
I think being a lit machine.
The Evo is a great printer compared to that. At least it didn't catch on fire.
That's because you put the external MOSFET on it.
Yeah, but this one here didn't even let me do a first print on it. He goes, oh, man.
Oh, man. We are crashing and burning tonight.
Well, we're at 11 o'clock, almost 11 o'clock now.
Almost 11 o'clock. And then all of a sudden, everybody starts migrating in. What kind of torture is this? Oh, man. Oh, now we have Rick. Oh, geez.
Hey, Rick, how you doing? Yep. Happy to have a G-Tech. I know.
Even Eddie's jumping in. Oh, my gosh. What the heck are we going to do, dude?
Well, you got to realize we're getting closer to the old 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I know. This is what we get for starting early. My gosh, this is horrible. At least on the flip side, I get more watch time on my YouTube channel, so that's all that matters.
Let's see, Rover, that little printer to your right, does it have a heated bed? Let's see. To the right. To the right. This one? It's going to take 30 seconds. This was the G-Tech D2 or the Giant Arm D200. Yes, it does have a heated bed. And then that's the Tevo Tarantula, and it's got a heated bed as well.
I think all your machines have a heated bed.
All of them except for the PrinterBot Smalls and the E180. It doesn't have a heated bed either. Just thinking about it.
Both my printers have a heated bed. Woohoo! Woohoo! Missing one right here has a heated bed, and the other one right there has a heated bed.
That's why you're C-Dub.
Exactly. I'm surprised nobody's commented the Ultimaker is missing from right here. My gosh, you guys are like...
Where is Ultimaker?
It's downstairs. It's getting ready for its road trip. It's been on like, I can't count how many road trips that printer has been on. It literally rides shotgun with me 9 times out of 10. Man. I can't count it as a passenger though in the carpool lane.
See here. Hey, guys, how you doing? We don't have many local 3D shops here in Finland, so I buy my things from China. My Anycubic Cosel did arrive by train all the way from China, and everything was 100% okay and clean. That's cool. And he says he won't buy a printer without a heated bed. At this point, it's too cheap not to have it. That's exactly right.
Get rid of that, especially considering the PET, PETG, NGen, all those really popular filaments now. Unlike PLA, they flat out require a heated bed. So unless the machine's like a total like power saving portable machine or it has a ridiculously tiny build bed where getting a custom heater made just is not practical, I agree. Not having a heated bed is like not having a cooling fan on your printer. It's like, why does this not have this? Please explain.
Mr. Carl Science, did you see Maker's Muse video on running a printer without a heated bed? Yes, I did. That was pretty shocking how much power they use. But all in all, though, I've done the same test with, well, I haven't done on many of the printers since, but on my very first printer, I did the test on it with the kilowatt meter. And I think it, on average, uses about 120 watts, which that seems like a lot of power, except when you consider that a 100-watt light bulb and then a 25-watt light bulb, that's all the power that the printer takes. All in all, that's not bad.
The one thing that when I get back, when I get my hands on my kilowatt that I ordered and then sent to my sister for power testing of some stuff, what I want to do is I want to see if building an enclosure for the printer makes a difference on the power consumption over, say, like a couple-hour long print. So you're obviously going to have a high power draw at the beginning to get the bed hot. But once the chamber heats up, you know, is it going to make a big difference in the power consumption over time?
Right. That's one thing on the Me Creator 2 that I was looking at today. Gizmo Dork sent me a roll of their hips. And so I started printing with it. And in fact, one of the things I've been playing with here tonight is this piece right here. This is one of those window hooks that I made for my van. So I just grabbed the file and just went ahead and printed with it. And it printed exactly, see how this got the cracking in it? It printed just like ABS printed. I mean, identical, same little cracks to it. So I think I'm going to have to go with a heated chamber. So what I'm thinking about doing is I was looking at the Me Creator 2 today. I think I can pick up some of that clear acrylic or plexiglass or whatever you call it and cut it for the sides and the front and maybe glue some magnets or something to it and just put it on it.
You'd be amazed at how much of a difference even blocking it off like that makes. Obviously, if you can come up with like a little foam core roof for it or something, that would help trap the heat in there. But yeah, just putting something on the sides makes a giant difference.
Really?
I have some of that aluminum sign material, like about 1/8 inch thick, that I've got just heaps of at the house. In the future, I'm going to be building an enclosure out of that for the Ultimaker, and I think that's going to make a difference. It's not that I need an enclosure, but there's times where it gets really cold in the room, and I do notice that even if I have the heated bed cranked up, I don't have fans going, certain materials will start to kind of do this at the edges despite having like a really nice print surface. So I figure just keeping things warm would help, you know.
Yeah. Well, we hit 11:04. You want to go ahead and call it?
I'd say we go ahead and call it. Sorry, guys, for cutting the stream early. We did start early.
Since we just completely destroyed the subject of West Coast Rip Rap Festival. I still think it needs to be in the parking lot down there at Matter Hackers.
Everybody, go
to Dave. Go to Dave over on Twitter and say, how about it? And do hashtag WRRF. CWRF will live.
Hey, you know, if I get to be the MC and I get to, like, you know, stand on the roof and be all like, yo, what's up, people? Welcome to CW Ripper Festival. Yeah! And everybody goes, woo! I'm down. Otherwise, forget it.
We went with P as fuel. Savages on the East Coast. Free energy trains.
Electro Boom.
Electro Boom.
The Ultimaker's missing. We seriously have ADD or something. This is great.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and call it. I'm getting gassed over here. My stove has decided that it's not wanting to burn properly, and it's got a flame up in it. I see smoke coming out the top.
Oh, that's kind of concerning.
Yeah.
You're not starting to feel lightheaded. You're not starting to feel dizzy. You're not starting to feel confused. Nothing like that.
I know, and I didn't even get to put any nugs on there yet. Hey, it's your stream. You're the one that doesn't have monetization.
Like, totally having fun abusing the crap out of me not having monetization, even though we all know the moment he like makes the stream, it instantly goes demonetized.
Yeah, man, we're over here in California, man. That's how we do it. That's how we roll.
Oh, show, dude. You know, we type like that. You know, there's just type stuff everywhere.
Nathan Allen nugs.
Are we talking Chick-fil-A nugs, or are we talking the other kind of nugs?
Both.
I give up. I
told Beth the other day, because you know I've been looking for another job. So I go and I tell her, I says, I put an application in. I haven't even told you about this, have I?
No, this is gonna be good.
Put this application in. She says, you did? I said, yeah. So I don't know if you're going to like where I applied at. And she says, where did you apply at? I said, well, I applied for an office position. She says, you did? I said, yeah. For a cannabis business. She's like, no. I said, but I already applied. She says, you're not getting the job, period.
Ben's not mad at you? What the heck?
Doesn't want me coming in and smell like a skunk. I said, no, it's an office job. I won't be coming in and smell like a skunk. I swear, I won't be near it. I'll just be in there typing and billing and
the occasional.
No.
I'm kidding.
Nathan Allen, best job ever.
Mr. Carroll Science is asking, do you get free samples? Jimmy just starts binging on the magic brownies one day.
So I'll be coming on one of the streams and be like, whoa, I left my printer printing, man. Look at that. Whoa.
man, the stupid stuff that we do on this stream. Oh boy. Wait, do it again. It didn't show it.
This guy do the. Whoa. One of my friends from school, last time I saw him, he was at a Carl's Jr.'s looking at his hand going, whoa. And I'm like, okay, he's on something.
So which end of the north side of Salinas did he go to? Which side of it? The soft side or the hard
side? The lights. Whoa, the lights.
I still will not forget New Year's. Like, it just hit midnight. We're cruising into like the outskirts of Salinas. Oh, keep your eyes out on the north side. That's where all the drug dealers are. So you can
That's the east side. I said, look, keep your eyes over there toward the airport over on the east side. I said, watch, there'll be some fireworks pretty soon. Sure enough.
Boom, boom. Oh, man, that was great.
New kind of stream coming in the future. Oh, man.
Oh, we are totally burnt.
You thought the stream went badly before. I just completely took it down a notch.
Pretty much become like a given. Anytime Jimmy's streaming on my channel, he totally like goes to crap on it. Anytime it's on his channel, he stays all nice and proper, and only blows things up once or twice.
Ron says I grew up in the 60s. Oh, man. Mr. Carl Science says, hit me up for that collab, 3D printing stereotypes. Yeah.
Yeah. We said
boy.
Oh, man, my maker coin's in the car. Dang it. No, I'm not going out in the rain with my laptop to glue up my maker coin for 3 seconds. It's not happening. Well, you want to officially call it, or do you want to call it and then go for another 10 minutes?
No, let's call it. Let's call it.
All right. Want me to do the outro, or you do the outro? We are totally failing at this tonight.
Guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for joining us in the chat. Thank you very much for listening to us ramble on, and for watching C-Dub over there with his C-Dub glasses and his hair all poofy. Are you getting your haircut this week?
Yeah, it's happening this Saturday.
Okay, he's going to live stream his hair coming off.
No, I don't think that's going to happen, but I'll see if I can't, shoot a time lapse of it just for giggles and grins' sake. Just, just so we
yes, a hemp benchy. Yes.
This will be a first. We will now mail it to Daniel Niore, and he'll just be like, whoa, dude.
So, like, I totally got this really brand new filament in, and I want to really try it out. I just got done printing a benchy, so I'm going to print another benchy. And I'll tell you what, like, I think I got to go and take a run and go grab me something to eat real quick. I'll be right back.
You go like, do I want the $5 box of Rick Carl's Jr.?
Hi.
Or do I want the Grand Slam meal?
Hi, Jack in the Box. I'm here for the munchie meal. Yes, I'll take the hamburger with all the extra cheese. And can I get extra cheese on that cheese? Yeah, and like the biggest Coke you got. Yeah, the liquid type. Yeah, that'd be the best. Okay, let's call it. Thank you, guys. Have a good night and take care. Next week over on my channel, we'll keep it a little bit cleaner, so I don't get demonetized.
See, I told you Jimmy does that. So over on his channel, we're probably going to be, hopefully, we're going to have to really clean it up because my dad's probably going to be on that stream when we're talking about if swap meets.
He'll surprise you. He'll be talking about weed too.
Now, over on Jimmy's channel, we're going to be talking hopefully about if swap meets are a dying breed or not with my dad, who's like swap meet.
That works for me. The
That should
week
be
after that, we'll talk about Gear Best sucking. Gear Best is it the what is it the outlets in the 3D printing community?
maybe we can get the hot tip to call in on that stream, and he can talk about how just great GearBest is and how we're totally killing his affiliate links.
Hey guys, take care. Thank you very much
Bye.
for joining.
Sorry about the mess. It's all Jimmy's fault. Later.